The Warriors are so much fun. The Warriors are looking better than ever lately, and they've shown they can handle business even without Steph Curry in the lineup. And besides that, with or without Curry, they're sitting at a remarkable record of 19-2 when Moses Moody starts. That's pretty insane. Curry was out last night, and the Dubs showed they are still elite. And that's exactly what happened when the Warriors beat the Milwaukee Bucks 104-93. Even with their superstar taking the night off, they still managed to get the job done. The Warriors were already 5-1 on their 7-game homestand before this win, showing just how well they've been playing lately. At 40-39 on the season, they remain locked in at the 6th seed in the Western Conference, proving that they're still a force to be reckoned with. This is the kind of consistency you expect from a team with championship aspirations. It's easy to look at the individual brilliance of players like Curry, but this recent stretch is proof that the Warriors are a team built on depth, versatility, and star power that goes beyond one player. Even though Curry is the obvious focal point of the team, when he's absent, the Warriors still have plenty of options. One player who stepped up is Brandon Pods, who started in place of Curry. He played a huge role in this victory against the Bucks, scoring 17 points and grabbing 7 rebounds. Pods has shown that he can contribute in multiple ways, whether it's putting points on the board or being active on the glass. In fact, it's not just Pods, it's the entire Warriors squad coming together and showing that they're not just a one-man team. They have plenty of options to fill the void left by Curry, and that's been evident in games like this one. But it doesn't stop there. Jimmy Butler also played a massive role in the Warriors' win. He scored 24 points, grabbed 8 rebounds, and dished out 10 assists. The dude was all over the court, putting up a stat line that speaks to just how valuable he's been for this team. It's clear that when Butler is on the court, this team is nearly unstoppable. The Warriors have now improved to 15-2 in games where Butler plays, so it's safe to say they're a much stronger team with him involved. He's not only a scorer, but also someone who can facilitate and help others get in a rhythm, which is what this Warriors team is all about. They're at their best when the ball is moving, and Butler has been a catalyst in making that happen. Off the bench, Buddy Hield also came in and made his presence felt. He contributed 15 points and 6 rebounds, showing that the Warriors are in good hands even when their starters aren't on the floor. It's performances like this that show how deep this team really is. Hield has been a valuable asset off the bench, providing scoring and energy whenever called upon. Having players like him on the roster gives the Warriors the flexibility they need to handle any situation, even when they're playing against some of the best teams in the league. One of the more exciting developments for the Warriors is the return of JK, who had been out with an injury. He's now back in action, and in his last 6 games before the injury, he showed just how much of an impact he can make. JK averaged 24.3 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 3.2 assists. His shooting efficiency was excellent as well, with a field goal percentage of 52.7% and a 3-point shooting percentage of 35%. Not only was he scoring, but he was contributing across the board, which is exactly what the Warriors need from him. His true shooting percentage of 62.2% shows just how efficient he was during that stretch. It's clear that JK's potential is massive, and once he fully settles in after his injury, he's going to be a game changer for this team. By the way, if you guys want to watch a more fun style of video, I started a new channel. In the first video, I went over every NBA championship ever, so of course I went over the Dubs dynasty. I left a link to the first video in the description, pinned comment, and I'll leave a link at the end of this video if you want to finish this one first. I genuinely appreciate if you could check this channel out. Thanks. Anyways, the best part about this is that even with JK working his way back to full form, the Warriors aren't missing a beat. They're still handling business, and it's a testament to the system they've built over the years. They don't rely on one player to carry them through the season. They have enough talent spread throughout the roster to stay competitive. When one guy steps up, they've got another ready to contribute. That's what makes them such a dangerous team, whether Curry is on the floor or not. In games without Curry this season, the Warriors are now sitting at a solid 7-3. That's not a bad record at all, considering Curry is the best shooter in NBA history and an all-around dominant force on the court. It speaks to the Warriors' depth and ability to keep things rolling, even when their best player isn't available. Sure, they'd love to have Curry out there every game, but when you've got the kind of talent they do on this roster, you can survive and even thrive without him in the lineup. And honestly, that's one of the biggest strengths of this team, the ability to adjust and find ways to win in different situations. Looking at the bigger picture, the Warriors have really been performing well lately. Whether it's a game like the one against the Bucks or another matchup, they've been able to rely on a number of players to get things done. Even in a tough Western Conference, they found themselves in a solid position with only a handful of games left in the regular season. Their balance of veterans and rising stars gives them the flexibility to take on anyone, and if they can keep up this level of play, they'll be a real threat in the postseason. What's also exciting is that they've been able to maintain this level of performance even when facing some of the league's best teams. That speaks volumes about their focus, their ability to execute under pressure, and the fact that they have multiple weapons to use at any given time. Whether it's Butler contributing in big ways, JK showing flashes of brilliance, or Pods stepping in and making his presence felt, the Warriors are proving that they don't need to rely solely on Curry to win. Curry's still the heart and soul of this team, but his absence has allowed others to shine, and that depth could be the key to them making another deep run in the playoffs. As the regular season winds down, the Warriors are definitely a team to watch. They've got the talent, they've got the experience, and they've got the chemistry to make some noise in the postseason. They've already shown how well they can play without Curry, and if everyone stays healthy and they continue to play the way they have been, the Warriors could very well make another championship run. But watching the Warriors, one thing I noticed is how important Pods is. Brandon Pods has quickly emerged as one of the Warriors' most important players, and his performance in his first game back was nothing short of impressive. Coming off a long stretch away, Pods didn't miss a beat, dropping 17 points, pulling down 7 rebounds, and shooting an efficient 6 of 10 from the field. But it wasn't just his scoring that stood out. He also knocked down 4 crucial three-pointers, helping the Warriors to a solid win. His return was a big moment, especially considering the Warriors had been without him for a while. His contribution wasn't just a one-time thing either. It was a glimpse into why he's becoming an extremely valuable piece of this team. When looking at Pods' season as a whole, it's clear that his impact goes well beyond the box score. For one, his offensive rating sits at a solid 113.4, meaning when he's on the floor, the Warriors are scoring at a very efficient clip. To put this in perspective, that's much better than most of the players around the league. His ability to help the team generate offense without forcing the issue is exactly what the Warriors need. Whether it's hitting a timely shot, making a quick pass, or running the floor, Pods always seems to be in the right place at the right time. His defensive rating, on the other hand, stands at 107, which is also above average. His defensive ability is a big reason why he's such a well-rounded player. Pods isn't a lockdown defender by any means, but he knows how to make the right plays. He's not afraid to step up on the defensive end, using his quick hands and active feet to contest shots and disrupt the offense. Whether he's forcing turnovers or pulling down defensive rebounds, Pods does the little things that help his team on both sides of the floor. One of the most impressive aspects of Pods' game is his overall impact, as reflected in his net rating of +6. This means that when he's on the court, the Warriors are outscoring their opponents by a solid margin. The Warriors are a much better team when he's on the floor, and that's not something you can overlook. When you combine his offensive and defensive contributions, it's clear that Pods is one of the more impactful players on the team. It's not just about the points he scores, it's about the overall effect he has on the game, helping the Warriors out in multiple areas. The fact that Pods has a positive plus-minus more than 54% of the time also shows just how often the Warriors benefit from his presence. His plus-minus measures the point differential when he's on the court versus when he's off, and a positive number means the team is outscoring the opposition. His percentage of games with a positive plus-minus is a strong indicator that he's consistently making an impact when he plays. Not many players can claim to have that kind of reliability, and it's another reason why he's such an important piece of the Warriors' rotation. In addition to his scoring, Pods has shown that he can make plays for others as well. He's averaging 3.4 assists per game with only 1.1 turnovers, which is a fantastic ratio. His assist to turnover ratio speaks to his ability to play smart, efficient basketball. He's not turning the ball over at a high rate, and he's finding teammates in good positions to score. His assist rate, sitting at 19.6%, means he's involved in creating scoring opportunities for his teammates. This is a critical skill for a player in his role, especially in a system like the Warriors, where ball movement and team play are so important. Pods isn't just a playmaker though, he's also a scoring threat. He takes an average of 9.6 field goal attempts per game and scores around 8.6 points per game. He's very efficient with his scoring, with a field goal percentage of 60% in his most recent game and a three-point shooting percentage of around 57%. His scoring versatility makes him a dangerous player to guard, whether he's knocking down shots from deep or finishing plays around the rim. His usage rate at 17.7% shows that he's involved in a fair amount of of the team's offensive plays. But he's not forcing the issue. He knows when to take over and when to let others shine. His turnover percentage of 7.7% is a great indicator of his efficiency. He's taking care of the ball and doesn't force plays that result in unnecessary turnovers. This is especially important for the Warriors, who have a system built on quick decision-making and ball movement. Pods' low turnover rate is a reflection of his basketball IQ and his ability to execute the game plan without making costly mistakes. By the way, if you guys enjoy these deep dives, I'll be posting every day during the season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks. Anyways, the Warriors. On the defensive end, Pods is also showing he can be a valuable contributor. His defensive statistics tell the story. He's averaging 1.1 steals per game and pulling down 4 defensive rebounds per game. These aren't massive numbers, but they reflect a player who's constantly involved in stopping the other team's offense. He's not just standing around, he's making plays, contesting shots, and fighting for loose balls. His team defensive efficiency rating of 107 also indicates that the Warriors are limiting their opponent's scoring when Pods is on the court. This is a solid number that reflects his ability to contribute to the Warriors' defense without being a major liability. Despite his impressive stats, Pods isn't a player who demands the spotlight. He does the little things that don't always show up in the highlight reels, but make a big impact on the game. His ability to play within the team concept is one of his greatest strengths. He doesn't try to do too much, but he always finds a way to contribute in meaningful ways. Whether he's scoring, passing, or playing solid defense, Pods is a steady presence on the floor. His consistency is one of the reasons why the Warriors have been able to rely on him in key moments. It's easy to overlook a player like Pods, but that would be a mistake. His stats and impact on the game speak for themselves. His net rating of +6, his solid plus-minus numbers, and his efficiency on both ends of the floor all point to one thing. Pods is a crucial player for the Warriors. He might not always grab the headlines, but he's consistently making a difference when it matters most. As the Warriors push toward the playoffs, Pods will continue to be an important piece of their puzzle, helping them compete at the highest level. He's proving that his return to the lineup is more than just a feel-good story. He's a key contributor who's going to play a huge role in the team's success moving forward. And besides that, a lot of Warriors fans think Draymond should be the Defensive Player of the Year. Draymond Green is making a solid case for another Defensive Player of the Year award this season, and his performance in the recent win over the Milwaukee Bucks has only strengthened that argument. After the game, Green wasn't shy about putting his name in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation, confidently stating that he deserves another trophy for his defensive prowess. Given how well he's played, especially in big moments, it's tough to argue with him. Following the Bucks game, Green shared his thoughts on his Defensive Player of the Year candidacy. "I look around the league and don't see many players impacting the game on the defensive end the way I do," Green said. "I don't see many players completely throwing off an entire team's offense the way I do." 1,000%. Those words hold a lot of weight because Green has consistently shown that he can not only disrupt an offense, but shut it down completely when he's dialed in. It's a rare skill in today's NBA, and it's a huge part of what has made Green one of the league's premier defenders for years. As much as Green has always been a force on the defensive end, his case for the Defensive Player of the Year award became even more compelling when San Antonio Spurs rookie Victor Wembanyama, who was a favorite for the award, was ruled out for the remainder of the season. Wembanyama had been dominating defensively before his injury, and many thought he had the Defensive Player of the Year trophy all but locked up. However, with Wembanyama sidelined due to blood clots in his shoulder, the door opened for other players to make a run at the award, and Green has been more than happy to step through it. Especially with Wemby going down, seemed like he had it won. And now it is right there, Kuba, Green added. So 1,000,000% I have a case, and I will continue to build that case for these next 13 games. Green's confidence in his candidacy is backed up by his stellar performance on the court. One of his most impressive defensive showings this season came in the Warriors matchup with the Bucks. Green was tasked with guarding two-time MVP Giannis, one of the most physically dominant players in the league. Over 7 minutes of primary defense, Green held Giannis to 0 of 6 shooting, which is an outstanding accomplishment when you consider how difficult it is to stop Giannis. Not only did Green make life difficult for Giannis, but he also had a block on him at the rim to cap off his dominant performance. Holding Giannis to no field goals in that extended stretch is a prime example of why Green is still considered one of the best defenders in the NBA, and it was a statement game for his Defensive Player of the Year case. But it's not just about individual matchups. Green has consistently been a defensive anchor for the Warriors all season long. His impact goes beyond just his ability to defend superstar players. Green is always in the right place at the right time, making key defensive plays that help the Warriors succeed on that end of the floor. Whether it's contesting shots, grabbing rebounds, or creating turnovers, Green is a constant presence in the Warriors' defensive scheme. His leadership on the floor, especially on the defensive end, is also a major factor in Golden State's success. As Warriors coach Steve Kerr said, "Draymond, that defense tonight on Giannis was incredible. To hold him to 5 field goals, Draymond showed why he is still one of the great defenders in the world. It wasn't just the defense, it was the leadership, the energy." Green's impact goes beyond just his individual stats. It's about the energy and intensity he brings to the court every game. Looking at his numbers this season, Green's case for the Defensive Player of the Year award becomes even stronger. His offensive rating is 118, which is excellent for a player whose primary focus is defense. His defensive rating sits at 110.7, showing just how much of an impact he's had on that side of the ball. When Green is on the floor, the Warriors are better on both ends of the court. His net rating of plus 7.3 means that the Warriors outscore their opponents by over 7 points per 100 possessions when he's in the game. That's a massive difference and speaks to how much he helps the team both offensively and defensively. Green's plus-minus numbers are another strong point in his Defensive Player of the Year case. In games where his plus-minus is positive, Green is in the positive more than 65% of the time. This is a significant stat because it shows how much of an impact he has on the Warriors' overall success. The Warriors are consistently outscoring their opponents when Green is on the court, which is a testament to his defensive abilities and leadership. His on-off numbers are also telling. When Green is on the floor, the Warriors have a plus 4.6 team points difference compared to when he's off the floor. This puts him ahead of 95% of players in the league in terms of positive impact, which is an incredible stat for any player. On the individual defensive side, Green has been just as impressive. He's averaging 1.4 steals, 1.1 blocks, and 5.1 defensive rebounds per game. These stats reflect a player who's constantly active on defense, making plays all over the court. Green's ability to get steals, block shots, and crash the boards makes him a constant threat on the defensive end. But his defensive value goes beyond the basic stats. It's about his positioning, his basketball IQ, and his ability to make the right play at the right time. Green isn't just getting stats, he's making winning plays that help the Warriors shut down their opponents. In terms of team defense, Green has also been a key factor. His team defensive efficiency rating is 110.7, which reflects his ability to help the Warriors limit their opponents' scoring opportunities. As one of the primary defenders for Golden State, Green has been a big reason why the Warriors are currently ranked second in the league in defensive rating. His ability to disrupt offenses and create turnovers has been a huge asset to the team, and he's shown time and again that he can lock down opposing players, no matter how talented they are. With only 13 games left in the regular season, Green has plenty of time to continue making his case for the Defensive Player of the Year award. The competition is stiff, with players like Cleveland's Evan Mobley, Atlanta's Dyson Daniels, Memphis' Jaren Jackson, the LA Clippers' Zubac, and Oklahoma City's Lou Dort all in the mix. However, Green's body of work, both this season and throughout his career, makes him one of the top contenders for the award. He's shown time and again that he can impact a game on both ends of the floor, and his ability to dominate defensively against some of the best players in the league is unmatched. It's clear that Draymond Green is a strong candidate for another Defensive Player of the Year award. Whether it's his ability to shut down superstars like Giannis, his leadership on the floor, or his all-around defensive impact, Green has proven that he's still one of the best defenders in the NBA. His numbers back up his claim, and with 13 games left in the season, he'll continue to build his case. If he keeps playing the way he has been, there's a very good chance that Green will be adding another Defensive Player of the Year trophy to his collection by the end of the season. But the last thing I want to talk about is how good Post has been recently. Quinton Post has been one of the most pleasant surprises for the Warriors this season. Taken with the 52nd pick in the second round of the 2024 NBA draft, expectations were not sky high for Post at the beginning, but the Warriors saw something special in his polished offensive game coming out of Boston College, where he averaged 17 points, 8.1 rebounds, 2.9 assists, and 1.7 blocks, while shooting an impressive 43.1% from three in his final college season. It was a gamble that Post's skill set could translate to the NBA, and so far, it looks like the Warriors have struck gold with him. After trading for Jimmy Butler, Golden State's need for players who can consistently make open shots became even more important. The Warriors' offense has always thrived on spacing and unselfish ball movement, and having shooters to surround Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and now Butler is essential. Post fits into that vision perfectly. He's knocking down 41.4% of his three-point shots and making an average of 1.7 per game. That level of efficiency from a 7-footer changes the way defenses have to guard the Warriors. Post's ability to pull opposing big men away from the rim has opened up driving lanes and passing opportunities for his teammates. Against Milwaukee, it was clear how valuable that is. Post spent much of his time pulling Brook Lopez away from the paint, which created space for others to attack. On Tuesday night against the Bucks, Post was rock solid. In 23 minutes, he scored 14 points, grabbed 4 rebounds, handed out 3 assists, and came away with a steal. More importantly, he connected on 4 three-pointers, again showing off his ability to be a reliable floor spacer. His quick release for someone his size allows him to get his shot off before defenders can recover, and he has no problem getting to his spots for catch-and-shoot looks. What's made him even more dangerous is that he can knock down shots in different situations, not just standing still in the corners or at the top of the key, but also on the move and in transition. This makes him an ideal fit for a Warriors offense that values movement and pace. Even though that he's only appeared in 31 games with 13 starts, Post has already proven he deserves a spot in the rotation. The Warriors have leaned on him more and more as the season has gone on. While it's a small sample size, his play has warranted more minutes, especially as they get ready for the playoffs. Post is averaging 8.3 points per game, putting him ahead of 56% of players in the league. His effective field goal percentage sits at 59%, which ranks him better than 82% of players. He's getting 1.2 points per field goal attempt, showing how efficient he is when he shoots. His shooting splits include 1.4 two-pointers made, 1.7 three-pointers made, and 6.7 field goal attempts per game. Looking at his true shooting percentage, Post sits at 60.3%, better than 77% of NBA players. That number accounts for his efficiency on twos, threes, and free throws, giving a clear picture of his scoring impact. While he doesn't get to the line a ton, averaging 0.6 free throw attempts per game, his ability to score efficiently from everywhere on the floor makes up for it. One of the more underrated parts of Post's game has been his ball handling and decision making. While he's not breaking defenders down off the dribble, he's comfortable handling the ball, even bringing it up the floor in transition at times. His assist numbers are solid for a big man, averaging 1.5 assists per game. His assist percentage is 14.33%, showing he's finding ways to get teammates involved when he's on the floor. That puts him ahead of 58% of players in that category. He's assisting on an average of 3.8 points per game while keeping his turnovers low. His turnover percentage is 9.09%, better than 61% of players. He's only averaging 0.8 turnovers on 6.9 scoring attempts per game, which highlights his smart decision making. Rebounding has also been a strength for Post. He's grabbing 3.9 rebounds per game, with 2.9 coming on the defensive glass and 1 on the offensive side. His offensive rebound percentage is 5.86%, ranking him ahead of 70% of players. His defensive rebound percentage is 17.93%, which puts him ahead of 80% of NBA players. These numbers show he's helping the Warriors secure possessions on both ends, an area where Golden State has often struggled in past seasons due to a lack of size. Post usage rate is 20.3%, which is a healthy number for a role player. He's involved in a fair amount of the team's offensive possessions, taking an average of 6.7 field goal attempts, 0.6 free throw attempts, 1.5 assists, and 0.8 turnovers on 33.5 possessions per game. He's not the focal point of the offense by any means, but he's making the most of his opportunities. Offensively, Post's ability to shoot is the first thing that jumps out. Big men who can space the floor are valuable in today's NBA, and Post has quickly carved out a role because of his shooting touch. But his game is not limited to shooting. He's shown flashes of being able to attack closeouts, make the extra pass, and keep the ball moving in the flow of the offense. His understanding of spacing and timing fits perfectly with Golden State's system, and his presence on the floor has helped create better looks for Curry, Butler, and Klay Thompson. Defensively, Post is still a work in progress. He's not a natural rim protector, which likely contributed to him being drafted so late. He's not going to be a shot-blocking presence in the paint, but he's using his length and positioning to be as effective as he can. He's still able to contest shots and has good hands for deflections. If he can continue to improve on the defensive end, especially in pick and roll coverages and rotations, his role with the Warriors will grow even more significant. He's already making strides by using his size smartly, even if he's not the quickest or most explosive athlete. What makes Post such a great fit is how he complements the Warriors' core players. His ability to space the floor helps Butler and Curry operate with more room to attack the basket. Draymond Green benefits as well because Post can be another release valve on the perimeter, giving Green more options when he's facilitating. When Post is on the floor, opposing defenses have to make tough choices. Do they stay home on Post and give Curry and Butler more space? Or do they collapse on the stars and leave a shooter like Post open? It's a tough decision either way, and the Warriors are taking advantage of those situations. For a player drafted in the second round, Post is exceeding expectations. His shooting, rebounding, and basketball IQ have made him a valuable piece of the rotation. There's still plenty of room for him to grow, especially on the defensive side, but the early returns have been more than promising. As the Warriors gear up for the postseason, Post's ability to provide floor spacing and smart decision-making will be critical. The team has found something special in Quinton Post, and his presence is already making a difference in their playoff push.